Hey, and welcome. Today, we're diving into something that's, it's a real head-scratcher. It's a paradox that gets to the heart of a question I bet you've asked yourself more than once.
Right? You've seen this happen. You have these absolute geniuses, experts in their fields, leaders we look up to, and then they make a decision that just makes you go, huh? How on earth does all that brain power lead to such a massive blunder?
Well, it turns out there's a name for this. It's a cognitive pitfall, and it's called the intelligence trap. And let me tell you, this idea pretty much flips our whole understanding of what it means to be smart completely upside down. So yeah, here's the central paradox we're talking about. That thing we think protects us from making mistakes, being really smart, can sometimes be the very thing that causes them. It's not that intelligence is bad, of course not. It's about the unique blind spots that can come along for the ride. Okay, so let's pop the hood and really diagnose this thing. What exactly is the intelligence trap, and how does it manage to catch so many smart people? And here's the really wild part. The problem isn't the intelligence itself. Nope. The problem is a failure to use a totally different and arguably more important skill. The skill of questioning your own thinking. Your own intelligence can create so much confidence that it actually creates a blind spot. So how does this trap actually work? Well, it's got a few key mechanisms. First up, plain old overconfidence. You're smart, you're used to being right, so you stop double-checking yourself. Then there's something called motivated reasoning. This is where you use your big brain to build these incredibly complex, logical-sounding arguments to defend what you want to be true, not what the evidence actually shows. And finally, smart people can be surprisingly bad at taking criticism. They might just dismiss it, thinking, hey, I'm the expert here. I've already thought of that. So that's the trap. Sounds pretty bleak, right? But don't worry, there is an escape plan. And the key isn't about getting even smarter. It's using a totally different mental tool, a tool called metacognition. Let's break this down. Think of it like a computer. Your intelligence, that's the raw processing power, the hardware. It's how fast your brain can run. But metacognition, that's the operating system. It's what directs all that power, making sure you're not just thinking fast, but that you're thinking well. It's about quality over speed. Simply put, metacognition is just thinking about your thinking. That's it. It's the ability to hit pause, take a step back, and just observe your own mind at work. To ask yourself questions like, hang on, why do I believe that? Is that really true? What if I'm missing something here? It's like becoming a spectator to your own thoughts. I love this quote because it makes the whole idea so practical. See, your brain is constantly writing. It's churning out ideas, conclusions, and stories all day long. Metacognition is when you step in and play the editor. You check the facts, you question the logic, you strengthen the arguments, and you're not afraid to cut out the parts that just don't make sense. All right, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually do it? Let's build a simple, practical toolkit that you can start using like today. Here we go, a quick 4-step check you can run in your head. This isn't some rigid formula, just a mental habit. First, and this is the hardest part, just pause. Fight that knee-jerk reaction. Second, question yourself. Ask, what am I just assuming to be true here? Third, you have to actively consider other points of view, especially the ones you instantly disagree with. And only after you've done all that do you decide. You'll be making a choice based on way more information and a lot less bias. You know, at the end of the day, the goal isn't just to be the smartest person in the room. The real game changer is being the wisest. And wisdom is just the skill of applying your intelligence in the right way, spotting your own blind spots, and having the humility to question yourself. That is how you escape the intelligence trap. So I want to leave you with a little challenge. Think of one thing, just one belief that you hold to be absolutely 100% true. Now, just for fun, how could you start to question it? What different angles could you look at it from? What might you discover? The answer to that could be your very first step to becoming an even wiser thinker. Thanks for tuning in.